Hey everybody, this is jokerspice, bring a little spice to your life. Last time I recorded 2 whole episodes and then the game crashed. And now I gotta do it again. But that's okay. We're gonna have a lot of fun this time, I think. So the first thing I'm gonna do is play a mini game. We just actually finished doing the Pose side quest, and this is a mini game that you might want to have done before doing the Pose side quest. It's not like the worst thing in the world, it's just that it can be a little bit helpful. But here we're in this building that just got built after 7 years of being built. And it looks exactly like the shooting gallery that was in Clocktown. It's pretty much the same thing. You can play this minigame before getting the bow and arrow, but you don't get the real reward unless you get those items.
Do you want to play a game? It's 20 rupees per play.
Yeah, I'd love to play a game. Let's do it.
Okay.
Alright, so it's just like the other game. As you can see though, the what's it called? The rupees are in a slightly different order. And it's not it is random what order they are in this time. But the rupee formations are the same as it was in the previous game. Getting 8 to 9 of the rupees will get you to play another game. And since I did that, I have to play another game. It's pretty easy, and it's good target practice for the actual game, so no biggie. I'm just afraid of that one green rupee that's gonna hop around. Just cause like I don't want it to go away. That's the last one. And I missed it. I knew it. I knew it was gonna be something like that. Alright, one more time, 3rd time's the charm. Here we go. I guess 4th time's the charm. I guess I'll cut back until when I beat this. There we go. Wonderful. Bravo. Perfect. Here's a fantastic present. And for your efforts, you get a nice big quiver holding 40 arrows. Yeah, I had to spend a couple minutes going back to Kakariko Village and hunting down all those big pose in order to buy more arrows because there's a lot less grassy patches in Hyrule Field than I thought. Oh well. Alright. So, what else are we doing today? Well, there is a dungeon that I'd like to revisit. Yeah, it's a dungeon we've already been to before. But I figured I'd show you, because there's a couple extra things that we can do here. And, because of that, it kind of makes this dungeon a little special. Besides, there's a new feature that we can already, that we have access to that I haven't really been able to explore yet. Anyways, the dungeon we're going is Dodongo's Cavern. And also, yeah, there's another magic bean sprout that's, right, there's a bean sprout that's just right there, that we planted that we'll use as soon as we're done. Alright, awesome. So, the first thing we gotta do is we need to go to the, basically the first area in the dungeon that we pretty much had access to. Other than this main area here. Oh boy. Yeah, so like last time I played this, the game crashed on me while I was doing the next temple. And it was really, really upsetting because I was actually almost done that temple too. But that happened to me when I was playing Majora's Mask when I was a kid. Oh, I remember how infamous that was for me. Everyone in my family knows about it just because, like, I freaked out so much. Alright, get those baby Dodongos out of here. So, as you notice, there's a golden Skulltula up there. You can see by the hearts. And, Navi always seems to go up there. Whenever Navi goes green and goes to a seemingly random location, you can't really observe anything. Take out your Ocarina and play the Scarecrow song. I always like to play this song just because, like, I can make it really fast and it's easy to play. And when you do that, Banoru, I think that's his name, or whatever, the Scarecrow guy, he shows up and you can hookshot on him. Oh, that's definitely not how you do that. There we go. And with that, we can get our golden Skulltula. So there's actually one more golden Skulltula that you can get. That one you definitely need to be adult Link, the one that we just got, in order to get. It's just because we don't have the hook shot when we're a child. And the next one is actually gotten this way. Taking this shortcut upwards instead of going the other way. We're going to go to a room that we've been in before. That the state has now been changed because we're going up this platform. So I'm going to meet you in that room. Here we are, we're back in this room. The nice thing about adult Link is that he's able to climb up ledges that young Link normally wouldn't be able to. So like in the room right before this, I was able to just hop on the middle instead of having to climb the ladder. But here, you can actually do this as child Link, I believe. But we got our gold Skulltula. Here we go. And with that, if we go into our menu, you can see that we golded it. Woohoo! Alright, nice. And with that, I think it's time to head on to our next objective, which would be Goron City. So I'm going to meet you outside of this dungeon. Alright, here I am. So, as I was talking about before, one of the biggest game crashes I've ever had in my life is when I was playing Majora's Mask. Majora's Mask is like my favorite Zelda game, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. Here we got a piece of heart. Another heart container has been completed, which is pretty awesome. And the other awesome thing is that you can actually get that one way earlier. I already kind of showed it off. So I was playing Snowhead Temple, and without spoiling too much about it, I was just like, oh, well, that's awkward. But just like with Ocarina of Time, there are temples in that game, or dungeons rather, and there are boss keys in it as well. And I had just gotten the boss key for Snowhead Temple, and it was the first time I was playing that game, and I finally got to the top, and you know all about that time stuff, right? In Majora's Mask, how there's a time limit and stuff. Unfortunately, that was not helpful enough for me, because or like saving the game and stuff, and it was very not kind to me, the time stuff. And I finally managed to get to the top, got the boss key, and bam, that was it for me. The game crashed. I had to turn it off, and I just like didn't come back to the game for a while. I think I actually ended up starting it over because like it was just so demoralizing for me. Right here we're at Goron Village. As you probably noticed, there are very limited Gorons here. We've only got the one that's just kind of rolling around. Actually, there's a golden Skulltula around here that I didn't get. It's actually on this pedestal here. We'll grab it in a second. Darunia's room. Yeah, Darunia's room is closed. The shop is closed. And we just have this lonely, small Goron rolling around. So I think it's high time we stop him from rolling and figure out what's going on. As much as I love to rock and roll, this party's gotta end. Alright, cool. So let me just go ahead and grab this Skulltula. Oh. I can't grab it. I'm too far away from it. Ugh. Come on. I know the hookshot's not that long, but I don't really want to go up there. I deem it not necessary. I'll grab that golden Skulltula another time. Yeah, this guy moves really, really fast. Hitting him with bombs and bomb flowers is going to be a little bit of a pain. So there's actually a little bit of a secret method in stopping him in his tracks. We'll just wait for this little Goron to roll around. So basically, if you hit bomb arrows or bomb flowers with arrows, it'll activate the explosion immediately. So just like that, we're able to activate the bomb and stop him immediately.
How could you do this to me? You're Ganondor's servant. You're my name in trouble. I am jokerspice, hero of the Gorons.
Huh? Why is this guy pretending to be us? Jeez, what are you doing?
What? Oh, your name is also jokerspice. You must be the legendary Tadago Buster and hero jokerspice. My dad is Darunia. Do you remember him? Dad named me jokerspice after you because you're so brave. It's a cool name. I really like it. jokerspice, you're a hero to us Gorons. I'm so glad to meet you. Please, Give me your autograph. Sign it to my friend J-Spice of the Gorons. Oh, I guess it's not a good time to ask you for this. Please help everyone. My dad, Darunia, went to the fire temple. A dragon is inside. If we don't hurry up, even my dad will be eaten by the dragon.
Oh, you better try to calm him down if you can. Maybe we can calm him if we talk to him. That makes sense. We can either talk to him about the dragon or the Gorons. Let's ask him about his family first. What's going on? Alright, maybe we'll ask about the dragon instead.
Long time ago, there was an evil dragon named Volvagia. I don't know if it's pronounced Volvagia or Volvagia or Volvagia. I don't know. Living in this mountain, the dragon was very scary. He ate Gorons. Using a huge hammer, the hero of the Gorons, boom! Destroyed it, just like that. This is a myth from a long ago, but it's true. I know, because my dad is a descendant of the hero.
Alright, maybe we can talk about the Gorons now.
Everybody was taken to the fire temple. While my dad was out, Ganondorf's followers came and took them all away. All of them will be eaten by Volvagia. Dad said that Ganondorf has revived Volvagia. As a warning to those who might oppose them, Ganondorf is going to feed them all to Volvagia. Dad went to the fire temple all by himself to try to save everyone. Please help, J-Spice. I'll give you this heat-resistant tunic.
And with that, we got ourselves the Goron tunic. It is an adult size, so it won't fit a kid, unfortunately. Going to a hot place, and do not worry. Interesting thing about the Goron's tunic is that we actually could have bought it if we had access to the Goron shop. But because we didn't have access to it, we couldn't buy it. You can actually lose the Goron's tunic, and I'll let you know how, when. So if you ever lose it, you can always buy it right back. So there aren't very many Gorons here in the village. There's pretty much only the 3. There's this guy, J-Spice is his name, named after whatever you decide to name the hero. There's this guy, Medigoron.
I just completed a small weapon. How about it? How about buying this knife for 200 rupees?
Sure, we'll go ahead and buy it. Oh, awesome! Okay, so this is how you guys get the Giant's Knife. I was trying not to hype it up too much because I wanted it to be a surprise. But basically, this awesome blade is a two-handed longsword that Link gets to wield. It's so long that we can't actually use our shield when we have it equipped, as you can see. Which means that if we want to use our shield for, like, reflecting projectiles from Octoroks, we'll have to have the shield, or the sword, like, in its sheath. But when we take it out, boom. Yeah, trying to use a shield like this will, it's weird, because you think he has one free hand, so he could just hold out the shield, but nope. Yeah, this thing is, like, as long as us. It's awesome. It does 8 times more damage. Sorry, no. It does 4 times more damage than the Kokiri sword. And since the jump slash does twice as more damage, that's a whopping 8 times more damage. So it's just as strong as the Deku stick. But this time, it won't break. Here's the Goron shop. Just wanted to show you that you can buy the Goron tunic if we didn't have one. It's only 200 rupees, so we definitely can have that if we ever need it. But now this is open, so it's time for us to go this way. Something that I realized last time I was playing this game is that there's 20 rupees here. These 20 rupees only show up when you're an adult. Otherwise, you got some arrows and you got some, you got a heart. Pulling this will give you access to the Volcano Death Mountain. And this is a good money-making trick if you just keep going through here over and over again. Break open this pot and get your 20 rupees every single time. So the Goron tunic allows Link to be able to walk in volcanic areas or very hot areas without being hurt. You can also walk on lava, however, you're not able to walk on molten magma inside of a volcano, which means that you cannot walk on this stuff. But if there's just lava on the floor, then you probably will be able to walk on it. Without further ado, let's start heading towards the Fire Temple. It is something that grows over time. A true friendship, a feeling in the heart that becomes even stronger over time. The passion of friendship will soon blossom into a righteous power, and through it, you will know which way to go. This song is dedicated to the people of the heart. This song is dedicated to the power of the heart. Listen, the Bolero of Fire. Play the Bolero of Fire. You have learned the Bolero of Fire. Jokerspice, I'll see you again. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's pronounced Bolero or Bolero or Bolera. I have no idea. But yeah. We now have a new song to go all the way to the volcano whenever we want, which is pretty useful because Death Mountain is close to Kakariko Village. Obviously, it's close to Goron City, which means that technically we're close to Zora's Domain and the forest, which is pretty convenient. That's the way to the Fire Temple, but there is an offshoot that we can go really quickly. It doesn't really prove to be fruitful for us. Again, gotta be careful because you cannot walk on the lava here. But just like we learned earlier this episode, whenever Navi decides to go green somewhere random like that, go ahead and play your Scarecrow song in order to get the Scarecrow to appear. Again, this doesn't really help us right now because I don't know why I got rid of the Ocarina I actually need again. But we can actually play the Scarecrow song again, even though the Scarecrow is right here. And another one will end up showing up over there. But our hookshot's just not long enough to reach there, and we can't walk on the lava, so I don't know. I guess we don't have all the necessary things we need in order to get that prize. Not that it's a really great prize. All it is just 20 rupees and 6 green rupees surrounding it. $26 is not a great prize, especially when I just showed you over there in Darunia's room that you do not need it, because you can just get 20 rupees over and over again there. Alright, let's get into the Fire Temple. One of the hardest temples I ever faced when I was a kid. This is the place I got stuck for the very first time playing this game. Other than the fish thing, of course. Alright, here is the Fire Temple. Fun fact about this place. In later versions of this game, there's a completely different song that plays in the background here. I won't play it now, but I think I'll play it a little bit later once you've had the chance to listen to this version of the song.
Who's there? Is that you, Jokerspice? Oh, it really is Jokerspice. You've grown so big since I last saw you. I want to have a man-to-man talk with you, but now's not the time. Ganondorf is causing trouble on Death Mountain again. He's revived the evil ancient dragon Volvagia. On top of that, he is going to feed my people to the evil dragon as a warning to the other races that might resist him. If that fire-breathing dragon escapes from the mountain, all of Hyrule will be a burning wasteland. I will go on ahead and try to seal up the evil dragon. I'm concerned, though, because I don't have the legendary hammer, but I don't have a choice. Jokerspice, I'm asking you to do this as my sworn brother. While I'm trying to deal with the dragon, please save my people. The prisoner's cells are in the opposite direction, except for the one that's right next to me. I'm counting on you, jokerspice.
Alright, so we have a task. We need to save all the Gorons in the temple, or at least that's what Darunia wants us to do. Which I think is actually a pretty awesome thing. One of the things that can be a little bit weird with like Zelda games sometimes is sometimes you don't really get to see the fruit of your labors. This game is pretty good for that stuff. Here we're actually saving a Goron. Instead of just going to some temple in the middle of nowhere and doing something that would arbitrarily be good for the good of humanity and not really seeing your actions affect the world, here you actually get to really affect the world by saving people in it, which is pretty cool.
Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? I'll tell you a secret for saving me. In order to get into the room where Darunia went, you have to do something about the pillar stuck in the ceiling. Find a path that leads to a room above the ceiling right away.
Alright. So, I guess Darunia has a copy of the boss key that he locked the room with. Because otherwise, I'm not sure how he would have been able to go in. I don't know why he put the other key really far away so that we wouldn't be able to help him. But, oh well. Gorons are already pretty strong. So, I don't think we have to worry too much about him not being able to have the... Ooh, that's not where I want to go. Oops. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, so like, you know, like, for example, like, it's cool, like, when we saved the Saria and when we saved the Kokiri Forest from the evil, it was cool that the Deku Sprout was able to sprout once again. Here we got a bunch of fairies. Actually, I totally meant to go buy some magic potion. I even did so last time, but I guess I just forgot this time. I was too focused on getting back to the fire temple. That's why cartridges are really nice, because cartridges can't get scratched like discs, and they don't get all scratched up, and then they don't crash as much. When I was playing Majora's Mask when I was a kid, that's what the case was. It was because yeah, it was because the game was like Ocarina of Time, or it was actually the collector's edition of The Legend of Zelda that had Zelda 1, Zelda 2, demo for Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. And that game would frequently crash, especially over the years as I continually scratched the disc. Alright, here we go. So we got another little cave and a switch. How you doing, man? Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? Here's a secret for saving me. A wall that you can destroy with the Goron's special crop will sound differently than a regular wall if you hit it with your sword. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe I'm not playing the original version of this game, because right now the song that's playing right now is the remixed song, or the song that that was put into the game after the original song was taken away. Which is interesting, because it's still an early version that features some of that imagery that wasn't present in later versions of the game, like with the moon and stuff. Here we got one of those Temple of Time blocks, so we'll go ahead and play. Oops. There we go. We'll go ahead and play the Song of Time to remove it and move it away. Here we go. Over here, we don't have anything necessary in this room particularly, but we do have these weird enemies, these floor tiles. You can't get a description of what they are because Navi will not give you one. I don't know if they have any official name. I don't really care about what their official name is. They're just fake floor tiles. But they do have little faces on them, so you can tell which one they are. But they attack you pretty much immediately, so there's no way to, like, get it confused. We got a like. So, likes are the creature that can steal shields, and they can steal tunics, so be careful about that. Here we go. Our giant's knife is super strong. We basically hit it one time and it died, so it's pretty useful. And here we go. We got a gold spatula. Let's go ahead and... Oh. Guess I'll just use a bomb to take care of it this time. Awesome. I really like the architecture of this place. It's very, very interesting. Would I say it's very Goron-like? I guess so. I guess it is kind of Goron-like. I'm not sure. I mean, it does have all like this. It's all made of stone and stuff like that. There's this really cool website that talks about the architecture in Zelda games. I haven't really gotten a chance to look at this section for the Gorons yet, but it's really, really neat. I'll put a link in the description or something like that in case you guys want to check it out. But it's really cool to see like the research that the game developers put into before making places like this, and it's cool to see like real world stuff being used. Oh, I didn't really get to explain it, but basically that guy was saying that if you cut walls, sometimes the walls will sound differently, just like in the beginning of the game with that weird rock wall. Basically, that's how you're supposed to figure out where there are fake doors and fake walls in this dungeon, because this dungeon has quite a bit of them. I'll show it off next time we have one of those walls. But here we have another one of these Gorons. Hello, how are you doing?
Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? I'll tell you a secret for saving me. There are switches at this temple that you have to cut to activate, but you can also use the Goron special prop to do the job.
Interestingly, you do not have to talk to any of these Gorons in order to advance. All you really need is the items that are inside the cages. So, for some reason you're speedrunning the game, or maybe you just don't feel like talking to all these NPCs, you can go ahead and just skip them. Alright, but with 2 keys in hand, it's time for us to keep going. I would highly suggest having a magic potion, not because you're going to be using a lot of magic in this dungeon. We don't even have that many items that use magic. But the reason why is because Ferore's Wind is actually probably one of the... This is the dungeon that it's one of the most useful in. It's... This dungeon can get a little windy, but we don't have the dungeon map yet, so I can't really show you. But this dungeon is very vertical. Oh man, are you kidding me? Maybe that'll blow them up? Okay, that wasn't so bad. I keep accidentally using the bombs instead of my hook shot, but... yeah. It's interesting that Link can't move these blocks unless he's got the Goron's bracelet. It's cool because you kind of forget about the Goron's bracelet about this point in the game, especially since we're an adult now. But yeah, it turns out the Goron's bracelet we're still finding use in it. All right, here we go. This dungeon has that a lot too. Areas where you need 2 keys to advance. So once you get, usually when you use a key, or usually when you use 2 keys, you'll want to get 2 more keys in order to keep advancing. Here we got this fire slug. It's called Tor Slug. I really like these guys because they drop magic, which is pretty helpful because I like to use Ferore's Wind a lot in this dungeon. Because there's just so much like backtracking and traveling in this dungeon that I find it annoying to not have it. This is one of those switches that that Goron was talking about. You can hit it with an arrow, or you can hit it with your sword in order to activate it. But you can also use the Boron's special crop, which are bomb flowers. But since we have bombs, it's just bombs. When I was a kid, I saved some of these Gorons and then took a break from the game. And because of that, it caused me to be completely lost when returning back from the game. I absolutely had no idea what the special crop was. I thought maybe it was the dungeon item, but I didn't have the dungeon item. And I totally forgot about the cutting the walls will give you like different, will give you different sounds, producing different sounds, and I didn't know about the bombable rocks. I ended up beating a completely different dungeon instead of this dungeon. Because you can get to this dungeon as soon as you get the bow and arrows. You don't really need the story progression in order to get here. Oh, almost got hit by the boulder. We got a top view here in this little labyrinth part of the dungeon. But yeah, I got totally lost, and there's actually a completely different dungeon that you're able to do right now. You don't have to do this dungeon if you don't want to. I won't tell you what it is until we get to it, because I like to do things in a relatively simple order. But yeah, here we got another key, which is pretty awesome. So we gotta look for another key now before we completely move on. Hey, are you releasing me, bruh? I'm not afraid to go. I'll tell you a secret for the saving me, bruh. In this temple, there are doors that fall down when you try to open them, bruh. When one of these doors start to fall, you better move, brohome. If you use a sample of the Goron special crop, broheim, you can break it, broski. Thanks, dude. So that's useful. I also keep trying to use the camera with this because I'm playing with a wireless Bluetooth controller, and I keep trying to use the right analog stick in order to. There is a Goron in there. Okay, so the last time. Okay, I'm gonna tell you something kind of interesting. Later, I guess I'll tell you later. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was talking about anymore. Kind of forgot. That's okay. But over here, we got this very suspicious location where the camera just kind of ducks under. There's actually the sound of a Skulltula here. We attack this wall. Oh! Something just happened with our sword. What happened? It's broken. We just spent $200 on that sword. Well, as you can probably imagine. Oh, you can actually still use the sword to cut walls with it. That's interesting. But that's the sound I was talking about. It makes a really weird, clanky sound. And we can blow up walls that make those sounds. I don't know if you can use your broken sword on weapons. Well, yeah, we got a broken giant's knife now. That guy spent 5 to 6 years working on that thing? Are you kidding me? That's awful. Well, we're gonna have to go back to him and tell him we're gonna have to give him a piece of our mind. Anyways, how are you doing, my man? Let's see. What is his hint this time? When you are on fire, you can stop, drop, and roll, or swing your sword to put it out. That's pretty cool. I think we've already done that previously, and I don't know if. I guess you could still catch on fire with the fire tunic, but if you've been following along, you probably won't die anymore. We just have so many hearts at this point that, like, I don't know, like, what's really gonna hurt us? Everything only does like half a heart or 1 heart worth of damage. All right, but let's just keep going. So here we got one of those locked doors, just like I was talking about. And just like I was talking about, you need another key in order to access it. So that's why you want to be careful. So this room, if you look down without falling down, you'll notice it goes all the way down to the other room where the big stone is, the one that we had to use the Song of Time. If you fall down there, the only way back up is just to climb back up. However, if you use the Ferrore's Wind here, even if you fall down, you could still use it. It'll make you, it'll set a teleport marker back to the last door you entered from. So even if I fell all the way down there, I could still use Ferrore's Wind to get back up here. So I usually just like to put one right here while I'm in this room, because honestly, Link just automatically jumps when he hits a ledge. There's lots of ledges here. I'd rather just be careful, be safe than sorry, and not waste all my time. Pretty much every single time I enter this room, I use that item, so that's why I like to have my magic potion just in case. If we finally get our big chest, we've been in this dungeon already for quite a while. We finally get our dungeon map. It's awesome. I can finally show you that this level is super vertical. Right now we're in the middle layer, but there's still 2 floors up and 2 floors down to fall. So you definitely want to be careful. But falling even from 2 floors height like that is only going to result in 1 heart of damage. Really, it's the progress that we don't want to lose. Speaking of progress, I think we're going to have to make some more of it next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a really good time. I hope you guys liked this episode. Leave me a comment if you guys struggled with this temple when you were a child. I definitely did. And if you did struggle, then you should definitely subscribe. And if you didn't struggle, then you should also subscribe. Alright guys, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.